Today, we're going to get into something, well, something pretty personal, something that might just explain a really fundamental part of who you are. We're talking about the architecture of childhood survival. So let me just start with a question for you. Think back. In those moments of pure chaos, when everybody else is kind of losing it, are you the one who just gets super calm? The one who just handles things?
If you're nodding along right now, you probably just think, yep, that's just my personality. But what if I told you it goes so much deeper than that? What if that calm exterior is actually a story that started way back in your childhood?
And to really get that story, we have to talk about this idea of being the adult in your own childhood. It's this powerful, often totally invisible role that a lot of us end up playing.
You know, there's a clinical term for this. It's called parentification. And basically, it's when a kid feels like they have to step up and take on adult roles and responsibilities. And we're not talking about simple chores here. We're talking about carrying the emotional or even practical weight of the whole family.
So how do you know if this was your story? Well, let's walk through 6 signs that might feel a little familiar. See if any of these land with you.
Okay, first time.
You managed your parents' emotions. Did you ever feel like you were the family's emotional thermostat? You knew exactly how to read the room, what to say to calm your dad's anger, or how to cheer up your mom. It felt like your job to keep them on an even keel.
All right, number 2. You handled adult household stress. And again, this is so much bigger than taking out the trash. I mean, were you mediating fights, worrying about money, or maybe looking after your younger siblings to the point where it felt less like being a big brother or sister and more like being a parent? You were dealing with stress that a kid should never have to deal with. Then third, you became the family peacemaker. Were you the little diplomat, the one always trying to smooth things over, to stop a fight before it could even start? You basically carried the weight of keeping the peace in your own home.
The 4th sign. Man, this one's a big one.
You suppressed your own needs and feelings. It just makes sense, right? When you're so busy taking care of everybody else, there's just no time or space left for you. So you learn, really early, to just push your own feelings, your fears, your wants to the side. They felt like a luxury you just couldn't afford.
And that leads us right into number 5, which is the heavy one.
You felt responsible for others' happiness. This isn't just about being nice. This is a deep, core belief that it was literally your job to make sure your parents or your siblings were happy, that their well-being was somehow on your little shoulders.
And finally, the 6th side. You developed extreme self-reliance. I mean, when you learn over and over again that you can't really depend on the adults to be adults, who do you learn to depend on? Only yourself. You become fiercely independent. Asking for help feels almost impossible because your experience taught you that most of the time, help just wasn't coming. Now, if you've been recognizing yourself in these signs, I really want you to listen to this next part. Because this isn't just about a bunch of tough memories. It's the origin story of one of your greatest strengths. It's a strength that was literally forged in stress. Yeah, this really breaks it down perfectly. It's 2 sides of the same coin. On one side, what society sees is this hyper-independent, super reliable person, the go-to in a crisis. But the hidden reality, the other side of that coin, is that this wasn't a personality choice. It was a survival mechanism you had to build.
And here's the wild part. That constant exposure to adult-level stress, it did something to you. It acted like a kind of stress inoculation, almost like a vaccine against chaos. It literally trained your nervous system to stay cool when things get hot. It's why you're the calm one today. You've basically been in training your entire life.
So what do you do with all of this? What does it all mean? It's about finally understanding the architecture of you.
And this is what I really want you to take away. Your hyper-independence, your need to take care of everyone, the way you quiet your own feelings, these are not flaws. They are the intricate, brilliant architecture of your survival. Every single one is a beam or a pillar you built to hold yourself up when you had to.
So I'll just leave you with this question. Knowing that some of your greatest strengths were forged in your hardest moments, how does that change the way you see your story? What you might have seen as a source of pain might actually be the blueprint for your incredible resilience.